guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I am in this very special location deep within Motor City because guess what? That brand that maybe you have forgotten about is making some big changes in their lineup, and this is really the last piece of the puzzle when it comes to all the changes. And it makes sense to finish with this one because this is also the largest Buick that is available in their lineup. What are we talking about? Of course, we're talking about this SUV right next to me. This is your all-new 2025 Buick Enclave. This is your top trim known as the Avenir. But before we get into this mid-size, a little bit longer, a little bit wider, a little bit taller of an Enclave SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. It goes back to 1903. That was the birth of Buick, this iconic American brand. And it's interesting because over the years, there's been a lot of changes, not only in the auto industry, but also with Buick as well. Guess what? We brought you a lot of the changes already to the upcoming Envision that's being released for model year 2024, the Envista, the Encore. Now, like I said, it's time for that three-row mid-size crossover luxury spec SUV. Now, what's fascinating is that this segment, the mid-size segment, is probably one of the most fierce because you see new brands that are coming to fruition, bringing a plethora of different models in this size. And what Buick wants to do is not only bring you the style that they feel that their brand is based upon, but also technology and ease of use that you demand in today's world. So let's go ahead. I want to dive into this. This is the top trim. You're going to have three trim choices, and I like that. You have your preferred, you have your ST, and this is your top Avenir trim. Let's go ahead, let's dive in, find out what's unique, what's new, what's special, and if this is the best mid-size luxury SUV you should be buying. Let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out. Right off the bat, the nose, the front of the vehicle, it hits you right in between the eyes because a lot of that style that we see from the Wildcat concept vehicle that we brought you, I would say now it's almost like 2 years ago from the Detroit Auto Show, you're seeing that familiar face in each of the vehicles, from the smallest Envista up now to the Enclave. So of course you're gonna have that winged daytime running lamp. Love the way you look at the styles. Not just about bright illumination, but look at the way we're talking about attention to detail on the inside of that housing. You drop down, you're gonna get projector beam, LED headlights, and I really think it's smart to keep this style amongst their different vehicles because now when you see one coming down the road, you automatically know what brand you're looking at. Now when you go Avenir, obviously this is the top luxury spec, so you're gonna get some extra bling, and what you'll find is some chrome accents that are gonna be on both sides of the all-new grille. And then I like along the bottom here how you have your body color, you have some dark, and then you have a little bit more chrome along the little lip. And I think this was smart because you don't want to go too overboard. It's not about blinding somebody as they're walking up to their Enclave, but to let somebody know, hey, this has the attention to detail where this is a luxury, mid-size American brand SUV. Now, as we come across that all-new grille design, and like I said, I see the Wildcat in it, and I'm really digging how they were able to integrate it into this larger vehicle. So you'll notice that you have your gloss black with all of the different individual chrome accents. You have a forward-facing camera, very important when you're parking at a tight parking spot, maybe your garage. You don't want to scuff up any of this beautiful work that they did over at Buick. And then working your way down, of course, we have the top is all functional, lower portion full functional, and then you do have active aero shutters behind the grille. That is something that's important because we want to help efficiency, we want to help range, but we also have to cool all the inner bits of this Enclave. So it's nice to see the active shutters lurking from behind. As we rise up, I think this is really, when you look at the past, say, 15, 20 years, I know this is going to sound silly, this is probably one of the best changes that Buick could ever make. The new badge that just debuted not too long ago. Love the way it's integrated clean into the hood with the three colors, and the chrome matches all the other accents. When you get to the hood, it's bold, but it's not too aggressive. It's not too over the top. So you have a nice center section that's kind of dropped down. And then my favorite part that I'm noticing is that on each side of the hood, you have those little kind of peaks that are dipped in. I can't wait to get behind the wheel because I think that's going to give you two good visual reference points when you are driving this vehicle. And for somebody that maybe, I don't know, maybe you woke up and you found out you had a couple extra kids you didn't know about. Now you could go with a midsize. Say you've been driving an Encore GX. Now you could go with the midsize Enclave and you don't have to feel like it's too cumbersome. I think that's where you're going to get some of that help, is just from the dimensions and the proportions of the vehicle. Now it is, like I said, wider, longer, and taller. So not only does that give you a little bit more presence on the road, but wait until we get inside, because from what I could see, the interior looks spot on the money, and that's going to give you more space. Now, as we come around the bend, when you go Avenir, I hope you like big wheels, 22-inch wheels. Love the nice split spoke. It's like a V split spoke design all the way around, polished aluminum style to it. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of the tire? You're looking at 275 on the width, 45 series sidewall, and then another touch that I really like when you go Avenir, fully painted around the fender openings. And what's going to be great about this wheel and fender opening is going to be an easy way to tell the difference between a Preferred, an ST, and an Avenir. And like I said, because this is the Avenir top trim, everything is fully painted. Of course, we have that platform that's going to be more rigid than the outgoing Enclave, which is actually going to cause less noise and vibration harshness to enter into the cabin, and to also help with the overall driving dynamics. You could get your Enclave front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and then of course powering the new Enclave, we do have a Powertrain. Now underneath the hood, what you are looking at, of course, is going to be that inline-4 turbocharged engine. Now before you get upset, where's my V6, where's this, where's that, we're talking about more power than before. So you're looking at 328 horsepower, 326 pound-feet of torque, and it's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these drive. But one thing you have to remember, if you're upset it doesn't have a V6, with the smaller displacement engine, that does save some weight off the front of the vehicle, and that's going to help with overall driving dynamics. Plus, like I said, 328 horsepower, 326 pound-feet of torque. You look at the competition, they may be in the upper 200s. So that's what Buick is bringing, more horsepower. Now, as we work our way down, you're going to have your color match mirror caps. Love the way they're working the LED turn signals. Just a little bit of gloss black that extends from off the door panel. 360-degree cameras all the way around. You can have up to 9 cameras. That's more cameras than Circuit City used to sell back in the 90s. So it's nice to see that new technology coming to Buick. Down below, the Avenir script, just a nice, full, tasteful way for somebody who maybe is like looking at it in the parking lot. They're like, what kind of Buick is this? It's an Enclave. What? Oh, it's an Avenir. This is the top trim. Because like I said, there's 3 trims. Now, as we keep working our way down, I'm going to have Steven kind of pan a little bit and just show the proportions. We're not talking about a full-size SUV. So it's not like the Enclave was stretched and pulled like a piece of Laffy Taffy to now be this big, huge SUV. It's still going to be manageable for everyday driving, but also give you more room than the outgoing generation. Up top, I like the way they went with that nice aluminum style roof rail. Of course, you could get your crossbars, make this that luxury ultimate family hauler if you're going to drive across the country. You got a little bit of bright, shiny metalwork along the top and the bottom of the window openings. And you'll notice the touches. Body color and then the chrome finish. They could have easily gone just body color and just forgot about the rest. But it's nice to kind of blend all those different materials. Even the way they kind of just dripped a little bit of that shiny, bright metalwork along the bottom as well. And everything curves under and it's all painted. It's all body colored on this Avenir trim. We keep working our way back. Of course, you want to have a good sized quarter window. The reason why is people are hopefully going to be sitting back there. Maybe those extra kids you found out about, going to be sitting back there. And you want to let them have a nice open area experience. So good size without it being too over the top. Even the way they took the trim. Remember, like I said, attention to detail. Look how thin the trim is, and then it flares out as you get into that rear pillar. And then coming around the back, just like we started up front looking real good, I'm really digging what's going on here. So you're going to have a nice roof spoiler, and they hid the third brake light very well on that outer edge. And then you'll see, just like on the Wildcat, the way that they work the taillights, full LED lighting, the Buick badge, and then Enclave all-wheel drive. So this is the top dog. This is the Enclave Avenir all-wheel drive, and then you work your way all the way down, real outlet exhaust. So instead of tucking them underneath and putting some kind of fake piece of plastic or something like that, on the Buick Enclave, you're getting functional exhaust with the stainless steel tips. And I like the way they work the lower bumper area, because remember, this part is going to be removable in the center to where you could tow with your Enclave. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the other big piece of the puzzle. Let's get to the interior and see what Buick is bringing for 2025. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Buick Enclave Avenir, the top trim. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I forgot about Buick, just like you said, but I remember my grandpa used to have a Buick. I used to love to go for rides with him. I'm actually digging this one. How much is it? No official pricing yet, but stay tuned. We will be bringing it to you. And I know that Buick is going to be very competitive with what the competition is bringing. But since we have the Avenir and we're here at this secret location in Detroit, let me show you around the interior. To the door panels, absolutely needle point perfect. Look at that two-tone, the blue with the off-white and the real wood finish. I like to see them taking a little bit of risk here with some color. On the Avenir trim, you're going to have the Bose premium sound system with 16 speakers. And then one thing you'll notice is that around the switchgear, no gloss black. So you don't have to worry about getting your Buick, microfiber cloth towel out and cleaning all the fingerprints off. It's nice flat black, so you don't have to worry about that. But then you go back to the armrest. Look at the perforations. It's the attention, I'm going to keep saying that throughout this video, attention to detail that I've never seen in Buicks from the past that's in this Enclave Avenir. Even the copper trim, whoever chose that color, I want to give them a high five, because it does go very well with the rest of the work on the door panel. Down below, you're going to have a nice sized door pocket. Get yourself easily 2 Einstein bagels and a Starbucks in there, a nice latte to wash it down. You have some aluminum trim right around that lower speaker grill cover. And then here comes my favorite. Going from the door panel to the dash, the same color combination. We have ambient lighting. I don't know if Steve could show you, but right on the edge, that laser edge of that trim, you have ambient lighting, the Avenir badge. And then, of course, like I said, just like on the door panels, the perforations, the two-tone, even on the lower portion here. Now, as you slide on in, look at what we have. 30 inches of continuous screen. You have your infotainment system screen and you have your digital gauge cluster. Now, for today, I cannot show you all the ins and outs, but of course we will be bringing this to you. This is a pre-production, so we will be bringing you more of all the amazingness, and we do have footage that we will also be showing you as well, but definitely nice to finally see it in person. The way it wraps around really fits it well. You're going to have these toggle switches for your different controls. And then I also like the way you have this real deal volume knob on our extended, that floating center console. Nice large wireless charging pad. That is going to be standard on all the trims, and that's good for those phones that almost look like iPads. Nice large in size, a little bit more of that chrome trim. And then because we have that floating style here, you'll notice down below you have enough place for a purse, a sack, a satchel. You could even put your Louis Vuitton fanny pack down there. That's how much room you have. 2 nice cup holders. And then, like I said, back to where it all comes into the details, all the stitching. You open it up. We got plenty of room in here. Easily put, I would say, 2 baker's dozens worth of Twinkies in there. That's 26 Twinkies. That's a lot in that center console. And then the seats, the leather interior, the Avenir trim, all of the decoration that looks so beautiful, even the piping. And then, of course, you're going to get full electric assist for the passenger, the driver, heated and ventilated, and my personal favorite, massaging for the people up front when it comes to the seats. And then look up top, a ginormous panoramic sunroof. But why don't you come over here to the business end? there's a pretty cool steering wheel I want to introduce you to in this Buick Enclave. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. One of the things I think a lot of brands don't pay a lot of attention to, but I'm feeling it here, is the opening. Getting in and out of this new Enclave is going to be a breeze, because look at how low the floor is and where the opening is. Of course, down there you're going to have a nice Avenir sill plate, nice aluminum sill plate. You do have 2 memory settings for the driver's seat. All the seat controls within fingertip reach, and like I said, massage seats on this Enclave Avenir. I'm 6 feet tall. I could feel the extra space. You could literally feel it sitting in here compared to the previous gen. And then another thing, check out the steering wheel. They went hardcore brave on this one. Blue leather wrap steering wheel. Yes, blue, and it's working. Because of the top half of the dash being blue, it's looking beautiful. And you'll also notice across the top, the first Buick ever to have available Super Cruise. GM Super Cruise, one of the best autonomous driving systems. Love the way they did the switchgear, flat black, a little bit of silver. You got a heated steering wheel, a little bit of trim on that horn button. You do have paddles to go up and down the 8-speed automatic. And then you'll notice that this is an electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then you have, like I said, that continuation of the dash, 30 inches. Don't worry, we're going to be bringing you the footage of it, and a head-up display. But guess what? This is only the beginning. Let's get into the mid-row and see how those passengers are going to be spoiled in this Enclave. All right, guys, we are in the mid-row. Remember, this is a 3-row crossover SUV. What I'm digging is you're going to get even more room. The way that this thing is shaped, you're getting even more headroom and passenger volume in here. Obviously, you have the captain's chairs, same great leather. They even went ahead and did the Avenir embroidery in the headrests. Nice to see. There's your captain's chair armrest, just wide enough, which is great. And then you'll notice on the back of the seats, the same great leather material, large pockets, put a couple magazines back there, maybe a Nintendo Power magazine or Cosmo. And then you'll see you have a command center, 2 cup holders with the trim, AC controls, heated seats in the back, and then you do have 2 USB-Cs, a 12-volt, and a spare Twinkie tray back here. So you can fit another Twinkie down here. The thing that I'm digging, not only this extra space, is, check it out, you do have sliding seats, which are great. And then when you just want to relax a little bit, nice recline. But guess what? We still have one more row to go. Let's get into that 3rd row and see what Buick is bringing with this new Enclave. All right, guys, here we are, 3rd row time now. I put the seat in this position just to make it a little easier on Steven. I like to spoil Steven. He works very hard, and sometimes these filming conditions are tough. So normally you wouldn't just fold the seat down like this, but this does have the power release to allow the mid-row to go forward. And then you'll also notice, I like the way they give you plenty of real estate to have your kids put their feet down here so they're not messing up the carpet as they're getting in and out. And once you get back here, this is where that extra room is coming into play. That extra headroom, they carved this out like a pumpkin for Halloween. Give you extra headroom, the AC vents. I got USB-Cs, cup holders. And where my knees are, it's actually quite surprising. I was expecting my knees to be a little bit higher. They're actually in a really, really comfortable place. I feel like I could go a few miles back here. When I say a few miles, I could easily see a long distance drive. Normally I want to get out of the 3rd row. This one is very manageable. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the other big part of the Enclave, the cargo area, to see where you're going to be storing all your junk on your next family road trip. All right, guys, don't have to touch your phone or mess with your computer screen. There's a reason why I'm standing this far away from the camera. One of the nice pieces of technology that this 2025 Enclave has, on top of everything else that we've shown you so far, is think about when you're at the store and your arms are full and you just want to get all those things into the back of your Enclave. Well, check it out. I have the key fob in my pocket. I'm going to pretend like I'm carrying something. And then when you get to the back, you get the beeps. Look, Mom, no hands. The lift gate comes up, nice power assist. And what you're going to be greeted to, remember, is more room. Because we have a little bit longer, a little bit wider, a little bit taller Enclave for model year 2025, not only are the people in your SUV going to have more room, but we're going to have more room for your stuff. And what I like, of course, is that low loading level to be able to bring things from ground level into the back. And with the third row up, you're getting a generous amount of room. One of the big additions for 2025 is over here on the passenger side. You'll notice that we have our array of switchgear to where now you have power folding rear seats. So you have that 60-40 split. That's going to allow the seats to go down. I left one up just to show you where we're at and drop the other one to show you where it takes you. And then, of course, the mid-row would then fold down as well. But it's vehicles like these that we want to bring to you because these are the ones where things are changing with Buick. Not only on the exterior, but also when it comes to the technology and the interior portion. But I know you want to go for that first drive, and I promise you it will be coming very shortly, but we got to go ahead. We're here in Motor City. We got to get back on a plane and fly back to sunny Florida, so let's wrap it up. All right, guys, it's been another great day here in Motor City. I want to thank the whole Buick team for inviting us out to be able to bring this to you first, the all-new 2025 Buick Enclave, this particular one, the Avenir. But let me know what you think. Is this a big game changer in your eyes for Buick? And is this the mid-size crossover SUV with that luxury touch that you would want to park in your driveway or garage? Let Buick know because they're going to go through that comment section to see how you are feeling about these changes. But of course, if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Of course, we need to thank Stephen Flood Photo, working that camera like the champion that he is. Thank you, Stephen, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.